I'm probably going to need to make a playlist for all of my tradwife to poverty pipeline videos. And I'm going to have to do this because people keep jumping in my comments, letting me know what has happened to them when they didn't have a plan B, C, D, E, all of that. And also the children of the women that were divorced because there was no plan B, C, D, E, F, G, all of that. There are so many comments, and I don't think that there's an issue with women staying home and being homemakers. The issue becomes when there is no plan for the what ifs. So I'm going to do some more of the comments that have come from my videos. This woman says, my dad had always used his money to boss us. I am now a financially independent person, owner of my house. Understand that a lot of the times feminists are made because of men like this. Understand that not everybody has always been financially independent or financially independent minded. That comes out of need and survival sometimes, and never wanting to be in a situation to be bossed around. Cookie Marie says, my mom was a stay at home mom from 1979 to 2005. However, she finished her degree and spent her first decade of marriage working. So it left her where she wasn't totally screwed when my parents got divorced after 38 years of marriage. She had also spent her time active with other activities outside of the home like PTA, HOA, and working the census. My dad bitterly provided 10 years of alimony. She still ended up having to get a job. She started out at a customer service job for an airline. The day of staring at a computer screen in a cubicle gave her headaches. While she had gotten her degree in biology and genetics, that was nearly 4 decades prior. So she took my brother's suggestion to go back to college. She got an accounting degree and found better employment. I'm glad she never pushed and never taught my sister and I to be wives. We had chores, but while my mom cooked dinner, did laundry, and sewed, she didn't teach us those, and we weren't interested. Those are useful skills, but she wanted our focus to be on school and activities, and focus to dream of what we wanted to do for ourselves, not what we wanted in a man and home life. My brother is the only one of us who is married. T. Spencer says, ladies, please have a backup plan. Have your own emergency savings. Have your own retirement savings. Stay at home spouses can have spousal IRAs. Make sure you and your husband have life insurance policies that will cover expenses. I'm going to focus on good men. Good men get sick and die. Good men get sick and good men die. The husband of a woman who works at my school died in a tragic car crash. She is now solely responsible for herself and their children. My ex-brother-in-law became so ill that he can no longer work. His wife is now responsible for being the sole breadwinner of the family. If you want to stay at home, make sure that you and your children will be able to survive if tragedy strikes. My mother was a stay-at-home mom with no post-high school degree. My father was a malignant narcissistic sociopath. We were stuck in a miserable household with his abuse. In school, my mother pushed me in high school to go to college so I wouldn't have to depend on a man like in her situation. I did get a college degree and develop a career. If a woman wants to stay at home with her kids, she needs a backup plan. Whether it's an abusive relationship, the husband dies, or leaves her high and dry, she is protected and she can provide for her kids without being in poverty. I try to preach this to young ladies I come across. Lulu Lyon says, when I was a stay at home mom, I was financially, emotionally, mentally, and even physically abused. Most men are cruel misogynists. You set yourself up for failure because there are not enough good men in this world to have this many unconcerned tradwives. Give it a little time for the mask to slip, sis. They'll be feminists in 10 years. Now, I do want to make it clear that trad wives are not necessarily stay-at-home wives or homemakers. That trad wives is a specific thing, and I'm going to post some videos from a woman that is explaining the differences. I recognize, especially in this economy and with the lack of childcare, some moms stay home because they don't have very many choices as far as childcare. You can be at home with your children. Be at home. That is fine. But make sure you are doing so after getting your education, getting some career experiences, getting some credentialing, and also see if there's any flexibility. If there's any flexibility in the corporation that you're with your employer, as far as taking time off and coming back part time, or get into a job that you know offers flexibility because you do not want to be stuck. Now, I want to introduce to you Domestic Blisters. I'm going to post 3 of her videos in the caption if you want to watch her, because she will be talking about what tradwives is. This woman has 1.6 million followers, and she is talking about this. She is an author. So go ahead, give her a listen to. Her videos are pretty informative as far as I'm concerned. She does tell the difference between just being a trad wife and being a stay-at-home mom. So give her a listen.
Okay, I underestimated the amount of people that don't know what a trad wife is. A trad wife is not a stay-at-home mom. Y'all that are getting upset thinking that I'm like bashing stay-at-home moms or something, I'm not. This is a trad wife. This is an actual trad wife who journals about how mothers should stay at home and how mothers who work are corrupting their children. At the end, she claims that women who work, her life is falling apart. She doesn't feel like she's a good wife or mother, but if she stays at home, by the way, being intimate with her husband frequently, her life is fulfilling. This is a trad wife. This is a trad wife. This is a trad wife. Trad wife. Trad wife does not mean stay-at-home mom. It's a community of people who call themselves trad wives that literally post shit like this. It is not a live and let live community.
So are tradwives stay-at-home moms, and are stay-at-home moms tradwives?
Tradwives are Nazi propaganda. I'm not being hyperbolic. They literally are. I've talked about this on my page before, but I recently discovered something that I first saw 15 years ago that I think will finally cement this for people that don't believe me. People think that tradwife is like this new TikTok trend because it's videos of these beautiful women being like domestic goddesses and having these aesthetically pleasing videos of them like baking bread and having babies. But the term tradwife, like the things that those people are doing when they hashtag tradwife, it originated a long time ago. This is one of the first tradwife memes. I first saw it 15 years ago, and it's this, liberal feminist versus tradwife. Tradwife stands for traditional wife. And I want to draw your attention to things on this chart. The tradwife, bottom left, loves her family, race, and country in that order. Bottom right, knowledgeable about her European roots. Homeschools her kids so they aren't taught progress BS in school. If we look over here at the liberal feminist, you can see, second from the bottom right, she's only attracted to black men. On the left, she aborted her black baby last year. By the way, the liberated feminist is chubby. Oh, you see that? Chubby and sleeps around. Whereas the tradwife has a natural tan, natural hair highlighted from the sun, and a slim figure from her homemade meals. Now, I will give it to you that probably a lot of these girls cosplaying tradwives don't realize where the roots of this stuff came from, but some of them do. Is this what the feminists fought for us to go to a soul-sucking job? I just want to... No. The feminists fought so that your husband couldn't beat, rape, and lobotomize you while you cosplay Betty Draper. Nobody gives a shit if you cook or clean. But shut the fuck up.